hello. I've been convinced to do another vlog. Convinced by what? I don't know. By whom? I don't know. Actually, some people did leave some nice comments on the other one saying, do another one. Whether this is because they are people that enjoy the spectacle of public humiliation, whether because they genuinely enjoyed the vlog, I don't know. But here I am. I'm doing it again. So clearly, you know, I can't claim too much humility. I've got a book coming out on the 12th of September, This Other London. So there you go. Look, straight away, within the first minute, how many? 1 minute, okay. Within the first minute, I've plugged my book. Better get that right before I start doing promo. I plugged my book. Yeah, a month today. It comes out a month today. My God. I recorded the audiobook last week. Or was it the week before? That was interesting. Quite hard. At one point I nearly fainted. Actually more than one point. I nearly fainted a couple of times. And I thought that had been really embarrassing because there's somebody sat in a booth. They're the producer of the audiobook. And they're very diligently recording your audio, and also they're following the script. So imagine then if you just keeled over and went on the floor. I imagine they would be slightly alarmed by that. That's not the appropriate response to recording your first audiobook, to faint in the audio booth. I didn't faint, actually, as it turned out. Well, I don't know what I mean. Look, I could theme this, and I've got some notes. I've written some notes down here, things to talk about. And because I thought if you're going to do this, you should talk about something in particular. But actually, what it comes down to is when I sit in this little room here, look, I can look into the street here, and there's some buddleia which is swaying outside my study window. It's sort of study, it's a box room really, isn't it? I think at one point, this house is about 100 years old. This probably would have been like a bathroom, maybe, or something. Anyway. So I can see that buddleia there, and I cut that down. Every year I have to cut the buddleia out of that bit there, and there it is again. Anyway, that's not on the list. On this channel, I put up a video of a UFO. Well, I've actually called it, I called it a UFO. You get more views if you call it a UFO. I mean, I'm not now fessing up. It's not a fake. It is a genuine thing that I spotted. And it was a light in the sky over Ilford, and it came at the end of one of the walks I did for the book. And in fact, it came at the end of the book. So effectively, it was the end of the last walk. We were getting the bus home from Ilford, and my wife had the video camera, and she was just filming out the front of the bus window as we went along the Eastern Avenue towards the big roundabout at Redbridge. I love that roundabout, actually. Anyway, so I just thought, what I do is I just see what the last thing I shot, what are the last frames of the 4 hours of video I shot over the course of a year doing 10 walks around London. And of course, the last few frames is this light shooting across the sky. I mean, you can see it for yourself. And the only reason I actually spotted it was because the Final Cut was rendering, you know, so it played it back sort of slow and stuttery, and so you could see this light in the sky. And I looked at it a few times. I thought what some people have commented have thought. I thought, oh, well, that's a reflection off the street light. So I went back and saw if there was a consistent pattern of reflection, and there wasn't. You know, there were reflections, but it broke the pattern. It moved in a way that was inconsistent with where the street lights were. So anyway, so I thought, well, look, you know, how many times in your life are you going to get the chance to put up a UFO video on YouTube, eh? Seize the day. And in the spirit of sort of playfulness, really, I just straight away I emailed the link to the Ilford recorder, and they followed up, and they sent a photographer around to take photographs of me in my garden and in my shed. And of course, there's the two layers to that story. There's the layer which is the book. That's the reason I was on that bus coming back from Ilford. Also, there's the layer of it's a UFO over the skies of Ilford. So we tried to combine that into the photo shoot. I'll stick some of the photos in. They're really funny because I just thought you can't take yourself too seriously with these things. And here is that story in the Ilford recorder. Look, there. Look at that silly photograph. See that on the corner here. This is where Rocky, my pug puppy, he showed his reverence for this story by eating it. Look at that. He's really got stuck into it. This is being saved for my grandchildren, for posterity. Nearly eaten by the dog. You see, last time I did one of these vlogs, Rocky was in it, and I dragged him into the video, and I don't think he was that impressed. You'll notice that today he's not here. He's stayed well away from me. Look at that. Author who has uncovered some of our greatest secrets. That is a really good headline, isn't it? That's something, yes, that's really good. And then look at me. Look, I look like a proper hillbilly there with that cap on. And nothing wrong with looking like a hillbilly if you are one. Maybe I am a hillbilly. One of the few space lawyers in the world. There are lawyers who deal with the legalities of, I think it's probably property ownership actually, of who owns what in space. I don't really know, but I think that is one of the issues. So there are lawyers who specialise in space law. That's mad, isn't it? And one of the leading international space lawyers does live in Leytonstone. And that's where that light is. It's really, I was in Ilford, but the light is over Leytonstone. What I like about that is there is a square pusher track called UFO over Leytonstone, or UFOs over Leytonstone. More than one UFO over Leytonstone. So there's that link, and also the fact that maybe, you know, maybe that's the aliens popping in to see their lawyer, but just paying him a visit. A dispute with NASA to settle. Maybe it happens all the time. Maybe that's what that square pusher song is about. Little green men dropping in to see their lawyer, which is a lot more prosaic, isn't it, than sort of take me to your leader. No, don't go to my lawyer. I just want to go and see my lawyer. I've got an appointment 3:30. You're holding me up. I've not spoken about the other things. Look, although that is on the list. No, it's not on my list. I've not covered any of the things on my list. The list, I'll do that another day. So if you enjoyed this, or even if you hated it, actually, why not? You don't have to comment if you enjoyed it. You can sort of say, well, mate, those people that encouraged you to do another vlog. Look, now I'm picking up the fan started up on my laptop. I bet you can hear that on here.